Hey, how's it going? Happy New Year. So, hey, today I want to jump online to talk briefly about how to grow your MLM business online. So, the thing that I want to talk about is I want to talk about how to grow your MLM business online. The three things that I'm going to be covering today is I'm going to be covering your who, their desire, and then what. But before I get into the actual topic, before I start talking about the actual topic, I like to kind of just talk about a framework that I use. So I use a specific framework whenever I talk about marketing, just to make sure that I'm following a specific order and that I'm following a specific sequence. Because from an order standpoint and from a sequence standpoint, if I don't follow the right order and or if I don't follow the right sequence, I'm going to kind of just be out of line. When I first started marketing, when I first started doing marketing for myself, I was playing in this category right here. This category is called Organic Playbook. Because I was playing in this specific category right here, I was not getting any results. Whereby, because I didn't have any of the foundation in place. So when I teach marketing, when I coach marketing, I make sure that I follow this specific roadmap just to make sure that I am in line. And today, specifically, the thing that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about conversion content. So that's the section that I'm going to be speaking from. But I like to provide context just so people know that, just having this one thing in place doesn't necessarily have a complete marketing plan per se. So essentially, the topic that I'm going to be talking about, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be talking about the who, the desire, and then the what. So how did I discover this whole, how do you grow your business online for MLM or for any business for that sake? So essentially, I want to say about a year ago, I was teaching a class via my local area, a marketing class. And in that marketing class, I want to say I had about 7 students in that marketing class. And what I do is that if you're brand new to one of my workshops, what I do is I just go around and ask you to introduce yourself. I remember I asked the individuals, hey, can you introduce yourself and can you tell me what business you're in? So the individuals went around and they introduced themselves and they told me what business they were in. This one specific individual, however, she just said, hey, I'm here to learn marketing. And she had this serious look on her face and she wouldn't necessarily say, what type of business she was in. I was perfectly okay with that, but I just kind of just made note of it. So I went on and I completed the class. However, after the class, she came by and she started to kind of just tell me a little bit more about herself. Some people are just that way, whereby at the beginning of the class, they may not necessarily engage much. And then towards the end of the class, they kind of open up a little bit more. So she started to tell me a little bit about her business. And essentially, I guess she had grew up in a small town. And in that small town, she had noticed that the hair supply store, that business was booming. There was a lot of people going to these specific hair supply stores, and that was something that seemed like a very viable option from a business standpoint. So she moved on to go off to college, and then she noticed that there was a need for a beauty supply store in that specific area. She told me she raised a lot of money and went to the bank, got a loan, and then started a hair supply store. It was a very small hair supply store, but nonetheless, it was a hair supply store. And she was having some challenges in terms of trying to get as many people to come to the store as possible. Whenever someone tells me that they're having challenges, I like to kind of just reverse engineer the process to understand precisely what it is that they've done, what it is that they've worked on. Because sometimes what happens is that you may have worked on something and it's just a matter of us kind of just seeing how we can kind of just scale whatever it is that you've worked on. In her specific instance, she had tried a couple of options. So option number one, she did some local radio ads. She was of Haitian descent and she had partnered up with some Haitian radios and she had done some radio ads. And via those radio ads, she wasn't necessarily getting any traction. One of the things I asked her, I said, okay, how do you know that you're not getting any traction? She said, well, I provided these individuals with some type of a coupon code, and then if they come to the store, I can see if my radio ad is working. And she had also did some local mailers as well. So she had taken a specific geographic area, and in that geographic area, she had sent out some mailers to the geographic area, whereby she sent them a coupon code as well. And if these individuals came into the store, these individuals would use a coupon code and she'll be able to know via this coupon code if this was a viable marketing plan. So essentially, she had tried some offline, marketing strategies that had not worked. So those are the things that she told me about her business. And she wanted to know what the plan was. At the time, I had another obligation of another meeting. Keep in mind, this was after the meetup. So I told her, you know what? Hey, in 2 weeks, when you come back to this workshop, I'm going to have some things for you. I'm going to tell you some things that you can work on, so that way you can go ahead and start to attract people online. So I went ahead and went about my week per se. And one of the things that I was working on that week is that I had a show coming up. It was a show specifically for entrepreneurs in the Haitian market, and I wanted to interview YouTubers. So I wanted to interview YouTubers, so I was on YouTube, and I was just doing some research on some Haitian YouTubers, doing my research, Haitian YouTubers. And as I was doing my research on YouTube, some of you guys who may have been on YouTube, this probably happened to you as well, is what happened is that you start to kind of get all of these recommended videos, all of these different videos that kind of just show up as recommendation. And one of the videos that showed up as recommendation, for whatever reason, was a video of a young lady that was in the beauty supply industry, and beauty supply industry and hair care products. So I started to kind of look at it, because immediately I thought to myself, okay, this individual that I spoke to about a week ago, she's in that same industry. Let me look at this specific video and see what this video is about. When I looked at the video, what I discovered is that this specific individual, all she was doing is she was demonstrating her products, and she was pretty much answering the questions that people would have about her specific products. So whether it be hair care products, whether it be products related to hair. And I noticed that this specific individual had a whole lot of following. Not only did she have a lot of following, she had a lot of engagement. Not only did she have that for her specific store, for her specific YouTube page, I noticed that other individuals, other people in that same industry had the exact same thing as well. So I thought to myself, okay, bingo, this is what I'm going to be able to let this individual know, is I'm going to be able to let this individual know that, hey, if you want to attract people online, first of all, the first thing that you have to know is you have to know who it is that you want to attract. I think for that specific industry, it's people who like hair care products. So who it is you want to attract, what is their desire, what is it they're looking for, and then what information do you need to put in front of them so that way you can go ahead and attract them to you. Now, in her specific instance, one of the things that I told her to do is, hey, go on YouTube, look at individuals in your specific industry, look at what questions they're answering, look at what type of content they're already putting out, and put out similar content. The other thing that people like her can do as well is you can go on stores such as Amazon, read the Amazon reviews, and determine precisely what type of content people are putting out that is specific to your specific area, to your specific industry. One of the things you might be asking is, okay, what in the world does this have to do with MLM? How does this apply to my specific business? So I'm going to kind of just give you, one more example, just to kind of drive the point home. So for me, when I first started my first business was an online dating site, right? My online dating site, one of the who's for me is I wanted to attract people who were single, right? So I can attract people who are single and ask them to join my online dating website. Guess what? I had some friends, and I was asking some of those friends to join my online dating website. These individuals were single. However, these individuals did not have the desire to join my online dating website. They wanted to find a date via a different methodology. So for MLM or for some other businesses, sometimes we attract individuals who we think might be the ideal target audience, but they may not necessarily have the desire. So then your next question is, okay, how do I attract people who have the desire? The way that you attract people who have the desire is by answering questions that you know that they're going to have that is related to your specific product. So for me, one of the things that I started to do with my online dating site is I started to kind of just create guide that is specific to people who are looking for other individuals online. So when I put those guides out there, people started to kind of just download those guides. And the minute those individuals downloaded those specific guides, hi Renee, the minute those individuals started to kind of just download those specific guides, they became a specific lead. They were my right who. I know they were single, and I knew that they had the desire because they downloaded my specific guide. So for you, whether it be multi-level marketing or any business that you're in, you want to make sure that you target the right who. You want to be able to identify the individuals that have the desire, not necessarily, every single individual. And you want to go ahead and answer the what. And the what is simply putting information in front of them that's going to answer some of the questions that they have related to your product, related to your services. And that is how you're going to be able to attract the right specific individuals. One of the things that my partner and I were doing is that we're hosting a free web class. Now, this web class is specific to people who are in MLM. That web class has two goals. Goal number one is going to show you how to generate a lead, and then goal number two is going to show you how to turn that lead into a customer. The other thing that I'm working on as well is that if you are in any other business, so outside of MLM, and you are interested in marketing, but they'd be, hey, you know what, Vladimir, I want you to be my marketing coach. I can go ahead and do that. Or whether it be you want me to go ahead and do your marketing for you from A to Z. I'm going to have a separate link via somewhere on this page, and you're going to be able to click on that link and say to me, hey, I'm interested in marketing, and then in your marketing services, and then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and send you the details. The other link is going to be specific to MLM, specific to multi-level marketing, and that's a web class, and that web class is going to allow you to register for the web class for the sole purpose of learning how to generate a lead and then turn that lead into a customer. Hey, that is my time. Again, if this is your first time listening to my video, I want to make sure that I introduce myself. My name is Vladimir Donis, and I learned marketing by two methodologies. Methodology number one is that I had to learn marketing for my online dating site. So that's the first way I've learned marketing. And the other way that I've learned marketing is that I've hosted probably over 45 marketing events whereby local business owners will come into these marketing events for the sole purpose of learning how to generate a lead and how to turn those leads into a customer. So what that has done for me over the years is that has allowed me to kind of just learn as much marketing as possible, because these individuals coming to you for the sole purpose of learning marketing, you have to be able to show them methodologies, whether it be online methodologies or offline methodologies to generate leads, and you have to be able to kind of just answer those questions. So over the years, those things have allowed me to kind of just hone in my skills. And I have a specific roadmap that I take people through for the sole purpose of making sure that the marketing is airtight. So, hey, that is my time. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.